Have you ever felt utterly shattered? So broken you wondered if there was any point in trying to piece yourself back together? That's the raw confession Nicole Kidman shared with the world just days after filing for divorce from Keith Urban. In a rare moment of unguarded honesty, the Oscar-nominated actress admitted that life storms can leave you feeling like you'll never come out the other side, yet somehow you do. Her words landed like a gentle lifeline, reminding us all that even in our most fractured moments, endurance and hope remain within reach. In her October 9th interview with Harper's Bazaar, Nicole reflected on the paradox of heartbreak. It devastates you, but it also teaches you. Less than 2 weeks after she officially filed divorce papers, news that came one day after reports surfaced they'd lived apart since the summer, Nicole spoke not of scandal or blame, but of survival. She explained that growing older carries the unexpected gift of accumulated experience. Every setback, every heartbreak, becomes another waymarker on a journey you now recognize. "You go, I've been here before," she said. "I actually know how to handle this now." Nicole didn't sugarcoat the reality of pain. She spoke plainly about the temptation to numb our feelings, to hide from the ache, but warned that avoidance only deepens our wounds. "You're not going to be able to numb it," she said. "You are going to have to feel it." At first glance, admitting that you might feel insurmountable anguish or believe yourself broken can sound like surrender. But in Nicole's telling, it is the opposite. Naming the pain is the first step toward reclaiming your life. As the interviews and headlines rolled out, public reaction swirled between empathy, criticism of the media, and a sprinkling of unsolicited life advice. One fan praised her strength, reminding her, and all of us, that life happens, and then you live. Another called out tabloids for blowing every heartbreak out of proportion, asserting that outsiders can never truly know another couple's story. A local housewasher, who'd quietly maintained their Nashville home for years, chimed in with a humble reminder that politeness and a well-kept lawn tell us nothing of the battles fought behind closed doors. What resonated most strongly was the shared relief that our vulnerabilities can be spoken aloud by someone society often deems untouchable. For years, Hollywood has worshipped an image of invincibility: red carpets, flawless skin, perfect relationships. Nicole's decision to speak of her brokenness pierced that myth. By acknowledging she felt utterly defeated, yet still believed in her capacity to heal, she set an example for anyone who's ever felt overwhelmed by loss or fear. Psychologists have long emphasized the importance of active coping, directly confronting distressing emotions rather than burying them. Research shows that people who allow themselves to feel the pain of grief, then gradually process and integrate those feelings, fare far better in the long run than those who self-medicate through distraction, denial, or suppression. Nicole's insight mirrors this science. She doesn't pretend you can fast forward through sorrow. Instead, she offers a roadmap for navigating it slowly, gently, believing that eventually, the tide will recede. In admitting that she felt broken, Nicole also illuminated the often unspoken truth that heartbreak is not a linear path. We imagine grief as a heaped pile we climb over and leave behind, but in reality, it laps at us in waves. One day you feel steady, the next you're caught in an undertow of regret. She acknowledged that moving forward can take an enormous amount of time, yet she urged patience. "It does pass," she assured. That simple declaration, when spoken by a world-famous actress, echoes louder than any self-help mantra. Meanwhile, the backstory of her split from Keith Urban remained largely private: a marriage of 19 years, shared joys and challenges, 2 beloved daughters. If celebrity couples' breakups are inspected under a magnifying glass, the Urbans were no exception. Tabloids speculated on rumored rifts, past struggles with addiction, and whether either party bore the lion's share of blame. But Nicole sidestepped all the noise, choosing instead to reflect on a universal experience. In doing so, she refused to turn her personal life into a punching bag for gossip. What emerges from her words is not bitterness or grievance, but a tender acceptance. Setbacks happen, hearts break, and sometimes your world is knocked off its axis. Yet, she insists, resilience is born in those very moments. No one emerges unscathed, but those scars become maps, evidence that you survived what once could have destroyed you. Each crack in the foundation becomes a seam of new strength, teaching you how to stand even when the ground shakes beneath your feet. The public's response underscored a hunger for authenticity. Over social media, commentators applauded her for refusing to plaster on a quick comeback story or chase a headline-grabbing rebound. They saw in her confession the permission to slow down their own journeys, to honor the messy process of healing. A chorus of supporters said they felt less alone knowing that someone with limitless resources and acclaim still confronted heartbreak, just like anyone else. Beyond personal resonance, Nicole's choice to discuss her pain openly may signal a broader shift in how we talk about mental health and aging in Hollywood. For too long, women's struggles have been portrayed through a lens of fragility or melodrama. But by framing vulnerability as a source of power, she helped redefine strength, not as an absence of fear, but as the courage to face it head-on. In a culture increasingly tuned in to the realities of anxiety, depression, and divorce, her voice adds gravitas to the movement toward authentic conversation. Her honesty also humanizes the divorce narrative. Instead of headlines that demand we choose sides or scour for scandal, we're invited to sit with the complexities of letting go. Two people who loved each other and built lives together now find different paths. There is no single villain, no perfect solution. Only a story of two individuals grappling with loss, acceptance, and the unknowable future. Nicole's approach reframes the breakup from a binary win-or-lose scenario to a shared human experience. Amid all this, her career continues to flourish. While divorce proceedings proceed away from prying eyes, she has film projects, philanthropic work, and the support of millions of admirers. Yet perhaps her most lasting impact in this moment is not on the silver screen, but in the hearts of those who see her struggle as a mirror for their own. She reminds us that despite privilege or celebrity, we are all united by the capacity to hurt, and by the possibility to heal. In the end, Nicole Kidman's message is simple and remarkable. Pain is unavoidable, but defeat is optional. You may feel broken, but that fracture does not define you. With time, gentle care, and unwavering belief in your own resilience, you will not only survive the storm, you will learn to dance in its aftermath. If you've ever wondered whether there's life after heartbreak, her answer rings clear. There is, and it is richer for the scars it carries.